Sydney, the land down under, a place where people can almost speak English. Its rugged nature will leave you awe-inspired, but this trip is often overlooked because of the long distance between the hemispheres. So is it worth the long haul? My name is Ricky Moreno, and I'm going to show you the most popular tourist attractions in the city and all the reasons why I love Sydney.
We love Sydney! We love Sydney!
Welcome to Sydney. So when you arrive at the airport, you have two main options to get into downtown. The first one's right here. It's the Airport Link train, and it costs about 18 Australian dollars, which is pretty expensive, but it'll get you there in 15 minutes. The other option is if you have more than two people, it might make more sense to take an Uber or a taxi, and that'll cost 45 Australian dollars or so. Okay. What started out as a remote island full of castaways and convicts has blossomed into a place anyone would be proud to call their home. In downtown Sydney, there's a real feeling of safety in the streets, people are friendly and approachable, and you'll find that it's very easy to get around. If you plan on using any kind of public transportation while you're here, you definitely want to pick up something called an Opal card. It's Sydney's new tap-on, tap-off system where you can add money to it and use it for buses, ferries, trains, pretty much everything here in Sydney.
Some days I don't even trust myself. Some days I drink a gallon of acid rain. What's the temperature it needs before it all comes down? What's the point in even trying when you're burnt to the ground? What's the temperature it needs before it all comes down? What's the point in even trying when you're burnt to the ground?
Thanks very much.
While you're downtown, check out the Sydney Tower Eye, where you could take a ride all the way up to the observation deck for some great views of the city.
How can I help you?
Hi, how much is one ticket just to go to the observation tower?
That's $26.50.
$26.50? Okay, I'll have one ticket.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Sydney Tower Eye, the best view in Sydney. You're looking at it. Woo!
If you can fight your way through the hordes of other tourists, then the views are definitely worth it. Sydney Tower is the tallest structure in Sydney. And on a good day, you can see everything from the Blue Mountains in the west to the Pacific Ocean in the east. And cloudy days are rare here in Australia, so you've got a great chance for some awesome views of the city and a bird's eye view of the harbour. Sydney Harbour, the envy of all other harbours around the world. You can easily spend the majority of your trip here and leave with a great experience. It's home to Sydney's most famous attractions, the Harbour Bridge and the Opera House. And at the center of it all is the Circular Quay, a bustling promenade connecting the two that's alive with street performers, shops, and restaurants. The Circular Quay is like a powerful magnet that draws in both tourists and locals, not only for these beautiful views of the harbour, but it's also the perfect place to take a stroll or just hang out in a restaurant and people watch. It's the heartbeat of the city.
Let's see the world, you and me. Let's see the world like no one ever has seen before. Let's find what we've been missing this whole time. Jump on a plane and fly away. Jump on a plane, call your mama and say goodbye. We'll send a postcard home from Australia.
Climbing
to the top of Harbour Bridge is something I've always wanted to do, and it does look really fun. You can see people scaling the top up there, but when I found out it costs over $200 to take that tour,
Yeah, you know, it really cheeses me off when these Americans come over and they think they can take over they're feeding natural habitat. These are our prized possessions, the kangaroo and the seagull. And just because they want to do the Finding Nemo thing, we invented it.
The Sydney Opera House is known for its symbolic design, with its sail-like structure dominating the harbour, ready to cast out into the world.
see if I can find an escalator. The Opera House is one of the most iconic buildings in the world. And if you want to, you can pay some money and take a guided tour inside or come back at night and see a concert. But the real thrill for me is just to be outside to see the structure itself and just walking around the building, taking pictures. I mean, that's what you really want to come here for. One of my favorite experiences here is at a place called Featherdale Wildlife Park. It's where all your dreams of playing with koalas and kangaroos can come true, and it's only a 45-minute train from central Sydney.
Welcome to Featherdale.
Many people have become familiar with Australia through nature and wildlife shows. And here at Featherdale, you can get up close and personal with the animals, unlike other zoos in the city. And Featherdale is known for showcasing only species that are indigenous to Australia, from wallabies to crocodiles. And no trip to Sydney is complete without a koala pic.
So this is Duke, and Duke's doing what koalas do best. They sleep 18 to 20 hours a day. You're welcome to have a pat, and they do bite and scratch extremely hard. So despite the cute, cuddly appearance, there are some rather large teeth and claws in there.
You have plenty of options when you come to Sydney if you want to see animals, but I don't think anything compares to Featherdale Wildlife Park, because here is way more interactive, and you can play with the kangaroos and pet the koalas. And I think it's one of the coolest experiences you could ever have.
Hey, that Aussie sun will keep on shining. Hey, koalas, they just keep on climbing. When you're sad and lonely and feeling crappy, hey, a kangaroo will make you happy. These kangaroos will make you happy. A kangaroo will make you happy. You gotta do what makes you happy.
If you only have time to visit one beach while you're in Sydney, then Bondi is where you want to be. It has awesome views, huge waves, and it's where people come to be seen. And believe me, there's a lot to see.
We'll find our way to Bondi Beach.
The beaches here can get really crowded, which can be a bad thing if you just come and relax. But it also can be a good thing if you like boobies and butts.
G'day, welcome to Bondi Beach. Best thing I reckon would be the beers, barrels, with the babes. Can't beat it.
With great weather year-round and miles of coastline, it's no surprise that Sydney has a thriving beach culture. If you ask, every local will give you a different answer for which beach is their favorite. But as a tourist, Bondi will give you that thunder from down under experience that you may or may not be looking for. The Royal Botanic Garden is a tranquil haven where people come to breathe in fresh air and get in touch with nature for a little while, all while being in the heart of Sydney.
Yeah, yeah.
After you walk through the botanical gardens, you'll get to this end area called Mrs. Macquarie's Point, and you'll get this epic view of the harbour.
The gardens are home to many plants and animals, but the biggest hit with the visitors are the flocks of wild cockatoos that gather here. But even the cockatoos know when it's time to leave because of what lurks in the shadows.
Hyde Park, dusk. Right here in central Sydney. If you come when the sun goes down, you're gonna see Australia's mega bat called the grey-headed flying fox. It's a 3.5-foot wingspan. Oh my God.
There have been many unsuccessful attempts to relocate the huge colonies of bats away from the city. Gray-headed flying foxes are considered a noisy and smelly nuisance that are sadly destroying century-old trees. But don't worry, since they only eat fruit, these bats won't turn you into a vampire or try to suck your blood. It's a thrilling sight to witness while they're still swarming the park, but they can definitely creep you out.
Well, they're just bats. It's no big deal, man.
They're just bats.
So many of Sydney's attractions are located on or near the harbour, and you'll find yourself returning to the circular quay several times throughout your visit. As a transportation hub, it's the starting point for most of the popular ferry routes in a city where ferries are a valid option and fun way to get around.
Wow. Oh my God.
Do yourself a favor and see Sydney from the perspective of being out on the water at least once, even if it's just a short ride across the harbour to Milson's Point, where you'll find some of the biggest smiles in the city.
I'm here at Luna Park, This big smiling face behind me has been a fixture in Sydney Harbour since 1935. So I thought, what better place to try one of Australia's favorite foods than right here at Luna Park? Vegemite. So both of these things have been a part of children's lives growing up in Sydney since for almost 100 years now. And Vegemite, it's a pretty strange food. It's yeast extract and vegetables, and you could really only find it in Australia. So I'm told the trick is to use it very sparingly. And I'm gonna just spread a little bit on a cracker. It doesn't smell bad. It smells pretty good, actually. Here we go. Vegemite. It's really salty. It's really salty, but it's not that bad. Ah, here, throw me a beer.
Traveling to the opposite side of the world has become so easy, and the city is truly unlike any other. And with so many things to see and do in your tour of Sydney, there's no way you'll get to all of them in just one trip. But there's no reason you can't come back. It's just a short little 20-hour plane ride away from home.
Yeah.